Welcome back to Saucebeer, your number one source for recommendations. Today we're talking about one of the many hidden gems in the vast world of manga. These are series just waiting to be discovered, and I'm here to help facilitate that process by putting you onto some great reads that deserve recognition. In this video, we're going to be talking about Saraba Manga yo. The world is starting to burn. There's been a significant rise in temperatures at the likes of which have never been seen before, and Tokyo has just announced the Hikaru project aiming to create a safe haven underground. This would contain everything you need to get away from the scorching heat, but it's not available to everyone just yet. While this is happening, 8-year-old Minazo is still struggling to come to terms with the divorce of his parents, as his family has been fractured forever. Now living with his father and stepmother who is pregnant, he finds solace in reading manga starring the iconic Moku Moku Man. Through letters addressed to Moku Moku Man, which are of course going to the manga's creator, Minazo hopes to figure out how he can deal with these feelings by getting advice from his favorite character. As it turns out, the creator Shishio is in a similar situation. By receiving and replying to Minazo's letters, he's reminded of happier times when he also didn't feel lonely and had all the energy in the world to work on his manga. As the two continue to converse through letters, they gradually become more comfortable with their personal situations, but the heat is starting to get worse. I'm not gonna lie, as I went through the chapters again while creating this video, I was hit with some feels. Grief is something everyone has to deal with at some point in their life, and seeing how it's presented in the manga with the perspective of a child and an adult is pretty sad. For Minazo, he just wants his family back together, but everyone's already accepted the divorce and moved on, while he's still struggling, especially when it seems as if no one understands why. Shishio, on the other hand, is just existing with no real purpose. Since his wife's passing, which he has his own regrets about, he's drowned himself in work using that as a way to escape reality, and now it seems like he's basically given up and doesn't care about anything at all. This series reminds me of Urasawa's style of manga with how the story and art was presented, and I like that this author tried to tackle different issues, although I do think they could have gone into them a little bit more in depth. This manga has some layers, and I do think it's worth checking out, especially since it's a short read, but here's the thing I need to mention. I originally had most of this video done like a month ago, but I purposely waited until the series was fully translated as I wanted to see how it ended, and by doing this I might have been able to elaborate on certain parts of the story if there was more information, such as on the Hikaru project for example. Now, I thought this manga had 14 chapters in total, so I'm like, great, we got a decent number of chapters left, so there's plenty of time to wrap things up, but rookie mistake, 2 of the chapters in the overall count are actually extras. Realizing this, I started to get a bit worried. I'm just gonna say this now, the ending isn't bad, but I felt that it was slightly rushed and some of the choices made don't really make sense to me. I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't give specifics, but here's what I'll say. I definitely would have liked to see more of the Hikaru project and the crazy weather. We're shown snippets of important issues here such as classism and climate change, but we never really get a chance to dive into them and marinate in the consequences. We get the before and the after, but not a lot of what takes place in between. Ultimately, I'm glad I read this manga and I hope you give it a chance, especially when it won't take up too much of your time. This is a hidden gem and it's worth checking out, but I think the conclusion could have been better. If you read the series, let me know what you think in the comments below, especially how you felt about the ending. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for even more manga recommendations, and feel free to follow me on my socials linked down below. As always, thank you so much for coming to Saucebeer. I hope you found a new series to read from your visit, and hope you return soon.